Alright, we are recording. Alright, everyone, welcome back to Jumpcast. Is this episode 20?
20.
Yeah, dude. We made it.
I know, dude. 20 episodes. That's really weird to think about that we've been doing it for this long.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm like, dang. Like, I was just like, I'm thinking, like, dang, we've been. What's that? That's 5 months, technically. It's about 4 weeks in a month
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. I don't know what a half is. Yeah.
Still
Well, I think that we've taken a few breaks
here and there.
here and
yeah.
then, so we technically have. I think we've almost made it to half a year.
But yeah.
Half a year of this.
No, this has been crazy though. So.
Yeah.
I've been liking this, and we got such a big chapter. We got JJK's 5th anniversary of being published this week. If you haven't seen it, go look at the art Gege did for it. It is, I think it's very good. So I think it's some like the best outside of the manga art, but still like in JJK he's drawn for like the Jump covers and whatnot.
He did really good. I still like the last one that they did, which was like the Yuji Sukuna.
That one was good.
Back and forth. Or like the split up, like, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, what is it? Are we doing this week's thumbnail is gonna be the 5th year anniversary,
it'll most
right?
likely be it, so people can see it there.
So you'll even see it in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I love when Gege just likes to draw like very cute stuff that is completely different from the manga.
Well, my favorite thing was people were tweeting on Twitter like, "Who's that guy next to YouTube?" Like, that's Yuta, dude. People really just not recognize him because he doesn't have bags under his eyes.
Yeah, but he does kind of look like a little bit like a beta. His shirt's baggy. I don't know. It just doesn't look like him.
I guess yeah.
He doesn't have the
It reminds me
like
more
he's
of
nervous
like
about the tie. Maybe
sorry.
I don't know.
It's
No. You can go.
It's like it reminds me of like Volume 0 Yuta, but with like current
the lack
like,
of confidence.
Yeah, but I'm like, but yeah, no, we got such a good chapter this week too. So
Yeah.
a good one to talk about.
We've also been just keeping up with the leaks because they were huge and they keep on coming out earlier and earlier.
So yeah, I'm expecting to see him to this after we record today at this rate.
Yeah. Honestly, like what is it? It's a day. It will be like a day and a half, and we'll get leaks for the next chapter, which it's the thing that gets me up in the morning because it comes out Tuesday night, but I go to bed super early, and so then I wake up like, oh, I don't want to get up, and then it's just like JJK leaks. I snap up out of bed, I just go to my computer and start looking through it on Twitter. So yeah.
The translations were, I think, in my opinion, pretty different this year. So it's gonna, or not this year, this week.
Yeah.
But I'm liking so far, but like what I mean, not so far, but what I read of the leaks and the read, I kind of like the Viz translations a little bit more.
I think that the Viz is it makes a little bit better context. Like specifically, like if we just jump into it when Maki joins the fight and she asks for the rundown. I like that they said this guy won't die even if you go all out, compared to like all the fan translations where it's like this guy won't die even if you kill him. It's like you haven't killed him at all, Yuji. Yeah. What's going on?
It seems like it's like
you socked him.
Yeah, a lot of the leaks and like scans, in my opinion, seem more like they just take like the system in Google where you can like take a picture and it'll just translate whatever that is. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or I guess I don't know. Maybe it could have just been really complex to write down what he said. 'Cause I don't know how Japanese characters work and like how big the phrases seem when you translate them to English. So maybe they just butchered it because that was the only way to fit it onto the voice boxes.
Yeah.
Whatever the voice bubbles.
The text bubbles.
Text bubbles. There we go.
I like if I saw Kenjaku again for a panel. like the first
Yeah, it's so funny that they're flying on top of that fish. Like it's not shown, but like, oh wait, they're probably just inside it. Now that I'm thinking about the water background.
That's what I was thinking about.
I also love I love the clouds and I love the color because we don't usually see. Whenever I think of like the coin games, I think of it as been like really gross. Is my best way to describe it. Colors like really dark.
Not just day.
Yeah, like if you go to the anime, like whenever there's curtains up and like the colors in the sky are kind of off and everything, it all just kind of looks weird. That's what I imagined it to look like, but Gege's like, nope, it looks like a regular ass day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like.
Yeah, dude, I would love to see somebody actually color the entire series. And see how that goes. I mean, I'm sure that some panels have been colored, but you know, like I want the whole thing.
Yeah. So I know there are like, you can find groups that like did always talk about Bleach every week, but like all of Bleach. Like there's groups that went out and colored every panel.
I mean, Viz did that with Dragon Ball Z with like certain sagas in the story. Like if you go into the Viz app, you can read them entirely in color.
Oh, I
so
did not know that.
I don't know why they don't do that with more of their series. Because I don't know who gets the Viz app to read Dragon Ball because everyone watches Dragon Ball. But yeah. I'm trying to think about what goes on in this chapter. It's mainly a lot of fighting, but it's cool fighting, which is what really matters.
Dude, it's like the duo, like the gank duo I've wanted to see.
Yeah, and it's so fun to see them adapt to each other.
Yeah, and like not even like no verbal, like I love that Maki comes right in, throws him into like the fence, and then Yuji immediately jumps and like wraps him up in it.
And yeah, tries to trap him in it. And I love this skill that Maki is just showing right here. And I know that people are gonna downplay Maki as well, especially with these Viz translations with Sukuna talking about like at the lowest it's under 10%, which was also like a really big thing that people were trying to figure out with like the power scaling.
Oh yeah.
Because the fan translations was like his lowest is 10%, but then the official translation says that he's under 10%.
Yeah.
So he's like worse off than he was with two fingers with Yuji.
Yeah.
Like he's as weak as like when Gojo just like messed with him for a minute. Yeah, for 10 seconds.
But I mean, there is the panel, like I really love how Gege did it, of like there's on page 6 Maki throwing the kick and then immediately going and like wrist locking Sukuna and then like an immediate backhand into it. Like,
I love that. And I love how shocked he is of just Maki, because I'm sure that maybe this is even Sukuna's first time meeting someone with like complete heavenly restriction. Because like he didn't notice her in the room until
she said something.
She was just standing there. Yeah. Which is also funny because she's posing and people pointed out like you know Maki was just watching Yuji get like cleaved and she's like, I need to look cool when they see me.
Hold on, let me just
pose. Take a second and pose. So yeah, that part was just really funny. And then just seeing them body Sukuna just for a second. And I love their back and forth because like I've never considered Yuji and Maki to be like to have any sort of like common ground or understanding with each other.
Because it feels like really the only time they've in the manga and in this series we've seen them interact is really just like the Goodwill event.
Yeah, it's the exchange event, and even in then, everyone is just trying to play for Maki's benefit. At least on the Tokyo side. And she's really snarky and rude. Like their best interaction probably was Maki coming up to Yuji and saying like, "Hey, give me Slaughter Demon back." that was my curse tool, and it's like,
yeah, Gojo has it.
Yeah, and her being visibly like angered by that. So like for them to just have like this brief exchange and it's just like, all right, you want to keep fighting? And it's like, yes,
Yeah.
let's keep going. Let's kill this guy.
Well, I love like when Maki's like, it's weird to see someone like with Megumin's face that good at fist fighting.
Yeah. Because he sucks. It's just like even Sukuna's seen Megumi try to fist fight and how horrible he is.
Yeah, because there's like the 2-finger one where he's like, "Come on, dude! Like use all."
Yeah,
he's just
backstepping on him.
Yeah.
And I like also Yuji's resolve to just kill Sukuna, even if it means killing Megumi.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's remembering like these guys will always be curses.
Yeah.
And like Maki's like, we have to kill him even if it means killing Megumi, right?
He's
and like, yes, we'll do it.
Well,
I'm down.
I love there were like there was all the other scans. I forget exactly what they said, but the Viz one of it's like, mind if I speed things up, and Yuji's like it is like that unspoken, like I guess you could say like connection in the fight they have like that goes forward.
Yeah.
They're like, and it goes back to like what we've always said of like Yuji Todori when he's fighting with someone else, like that, like
that's when he pops off.
Yeah, like I think like we had talked about like his like like nickname as a sorcerer is like the man blessed with black sparks or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think calling him Yuji Todori the weapon, because like how Maki flings him at Sukuna like a sword, like
he is so adaptable, and it's the same thing with Toto. Like he uses Yuji as a weapon. It's just like, I know that this guy hits hard. Let me use him.
Yeah, because they like.
And you.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Yuji just doesn't. He doesn't care. Like, as long as we beat this guy, that's all that matters.
Because there's a panel of like of all of them, literally all striking poses. They're running at each other, like, and I don't know about you, but it looks like to me like Yuji, like with Maki's speed, is like somewhat caught off guard by it. Like he's like, what?
Yeah. Well, like he's definitely the one lagging behind all of them. And it could also be his injuries. Like we should also put that into account, because before,
he got
like
Yuji
was
into
shocking. Yeah, Yuji was shocking Megumi with how fast he was going and like throwing boulders at him. Of course, like Sukuna still perceived it near the very end of like that interaction last chapter. So I'm gonna say that he may have just been nerfed a little bit by all those cleaves and slashes.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Well, and then like I love like Sukuna smiling. I like to think he's like impressed by Maki, like.
Yeah.
Because I do want to believe, like you said, that like this is his first time ever like fighting or really interacting with like a heavenly restriction person.
Yeah. Well, like it's shown time and time again, like because he was shocked by being wrist locked and then being sucker punched and thrown.
And then now on page 10, there's like the one panel of just his eye like widening as Maki's grabbing Yuji's leg, like.
Yeah. Well, there's that, and then the very, what is it? If we go to page 13, when he breaks the ground with the spider web cleave, that he just socks her and she just spits blood and it's like keeps going. It's like, let's go.
You see, literally says nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we're seeing like Sukuna use more of his like using his cleave and dismantle in other ways. Like the spider web one is pretty sweet. Like I think that's a pretty cool, because all the
I like that implementation.
I thought when I saw the scans and all the leaks, I thought it was like him just using a completely different technique, because we've seen him do that before. And then also it's like Sukuna is nerfed of course, but like he is also fending off Maki and Yuji at the same time with one hand.
Yeah, they're both throwing out punches and he's like blocking all of them. He can't retaliate back, of course, but like
he's blocking no problem.
Yeah, he's happy about it. He like this is like always that whole thing with like Sukuna or like Gojo when they're in a fight. They're like almost happy to be in it and just like to have this sort of bout.
It could be like another thing of like what it means to be like a special, an honored one, like a calamity or whatever.
But so and sorry, no, you go first. I'm like, trying to collect
I was thinking like it also on page 14 after like the haha nice. It's like a pinball machine of them like going at it.
Yeah, they're all darting back around and trying to like get out of that crumbled situation. Like with all the concrete. I love that. I don't know what else to say about this interaction. It's just so fun. And also like they don't realize that until it's too late. The Uriyame with the frost calm.
Dude, I loved everyone on Twitter was like this week they're like, oh, it's Nobra's back, and I'm like,
oh yeah, dude. Everyone's like, Nobra's gonna be back next chapter. It's like, nah, dude. It's Maki. Maki's replaced her. I'm sorry.
Well, no, like the panel of around.
Oh, this?
Of like
people thought it was
someone,
Nobara?
like a bunch of people like, it's Nobara. I'm like, no, dude. If anything, I was like, dude, I was hoping it would be Kenjaku.
Oh my
god.
god.
That's when he would reveal like he won, like he killed Tengen.
Yeah. I'm wondering what Tengen's what Kenjaku's reaction is gonna be to seeing Sukuna and Megami's body. Like, is Kenjaku gonna be pissed? Just like, bro, what the fuck?
Even though he's meant to imprison you, like I made you a vessel, dude.
Back shots for this. And you're just gonna disrespect that? Like, bro,
you can't do me like that. But yeah.
But
I love how she did use I think it is a she. I'm not completely sure. They've said a
she or a he.
Yeah, but they used a maximum output of their frost like curse technique.
What is it? I always love these double page spreads of somebody using a technique like this one, like covering just like the entire freeway and the buildings, and then afterwards I love them afterwards saying like, oh yeah, dude, Maki was definitely the one to be watching out for.
Yeah.
Like if Maki got to me, I would have been a goner. That Yuji kid, who cares? Like, you were right to focus on Maki.
I think like this is the most that like Sukuna's like complimented someone. He's complimented Maki twice in this chapter alone.
Yeah.
Or just
like how Broken Ronin said, like that's 2 more than he's ever complimented Yuji.
I'd say like anyone, it feels like in the series, almost.
That's true.
But like I love that like she's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I'm sorry. I know you wanted to get ganked, but like I couldn't let that slide.
You wanted to fight, but like, my man.
Then we gotta go.
Yeah. And I'm also wondering because, what is it? It's not really a thing that, at least in the Jujutsu Kaisen like power system, that you can tell whose cursed energy is which. So I always find it really surprising that Uraume knows that it's Sukuna that's unleashing his curse techniques and like his own curse energy compared to like Yuji's. Like, it was the same thing back in Shibuya.
Yeah.
It was the second that Sukuna started dogging on Jogo that Uraume is like, oh, he's out. I gotta go get him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be like, because there's the thing of like, when they get hit, like Kashima and Hakari's cursed energy, but there could be like that like spiritual pressure feel of, I don't know, like something in your mind that you know who it is, in a sense, maybe.
That's true. I guess it could also be like that same thing with like the Katana Man, like the sheer lethality.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it is that sort of like spiritual pressure sort of thing of just like, oh my god. I know that this man's out to kill. My man Sukuna's home. Yeah. I gotta go get him.
Can we talk about like also how like terrifying Inoue looks? In like that, when he lands,
I don't like it.
He looks like a curse. I've said it before, but like he looks like a curse now. Not just like a little bird thing.
I'm sure that it is a part of like just Sukuna's. I don't know if curse energy changes a lot between a curse and a sorcerer. But just, I know what you mean exactly. It's the beady bug eyes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
mostly
like the
throwing
eyes
me
with
off.
like with how it feels like when Gege draws a curse, he draws them with like multiple circles inside the. I say like pupils, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I always just think of it as like they're beady, they're bulgy, they're like bug eyes to me.
Yeah.
And whenever like he draws like a major curse spirit that isn't like a part of like the talking cast, like Jogo and stuff, like it's been a grasshopper and a cockroach. Like those are the two other curse spirits that I have vivid, detailed memory of. And they're both insects. They're bugs. They're gross.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm still just so happy that Sukuna is like, you are right to focus on Maki.
Yeah, dude.
Like the heavenly restriction is terrifying.
Because I do want to see like I wanted to see Maki use the soul splitting katana, like try and use that, even though like Yuji's like, hey, you can't go all out. But like I can't wait to see like a Maki go all out with it. Like hopefully again, like teaming up with Yuji.
Yeah.
Would be really like
and them throwing the katana to each other because like Yuji could see the soul too.
Dude, it would like buff Yuji even more.
Yeah, he'd actually have some. He'd actually be lethal for once. But yeah, I feel like that'd be so fun to see. But this makes me think of what's gonna happen next chapter as well.
Yeah, well,
with everything going on.
And then we get more of like that thing of like, I mean, somewhat saying, you know, like, hey, Yuji's from the Heian, like Yuji like is quote unquote Yuji's from the Heian era in a sense.
Yeah. And then you see a bunch of theories pop up around it now. It's just like, okay, so what does this mean? Like, how is this? It's like the same like death womb thing, but like it was waiting for the proper body to inherit it, or like the right bloodline to birth Yuji. I don't know. It's a lot of theories that I don't know how to get into, or that I like necessarily.
Yeah, I've seen some saying like, oh, like Yuji's dad's side of the family like is like descendants of like the original vessel for Sukuna or something. Or I saw the one where it's like, who was it? One of like it was like the 24th head of the Zenin clan that no one knows was Yuji's grandpa. I saw that one, but I don't know. There's a few.
I don't know about that either. Which I remember, I need to look at that family tree again because it says that Toji isn't Naobito's son either, but I thought that he was, so that was my fault, I guess, for missing out on it. Because if we looked at it, like the 24th head technically would have been Toji's dad, from what I remember.
Yeah, there's a family tree, or of like with the heads and stuff.
I guess it could make sense for Yuji because like they're both known for being durable. But I don't really know. I don't want to pin it on his dad's side of the family. I think like the one that Kenjaku possessed, like Kaori, I feel like is still a part of it.
I think it's like it needs to be like a mix of both.
I need to find whichever chapter it is, but it's when Yuji is like having that dream where he realizes that like Kaori is Kenjaku, or at least that we see it as, and it's Yuji's grandpa like arguing with his dad. It's just like
he don't interact with her or something.
Yeah, or it was even like she couldn't have a kid or something like that. And I know that you really wanted one or something like that, but you should still be avoiding this girl. Which it could also just be mistranslations or trying to figure it out, but it's just like, alright, so either she couldn't have a kid, or it's like he went to another girl because he wanted a kid and she wouldn't give one to him, to Yuji's father, so it's just like a whole mix of stuff. It's all complicated and really stupid. I also don't like it because like if Yuji's body is from like the Heian era, this is just like my own thing. I love Choso having that big brother mentality and figuring that out. It's just like, wait, Yuji Yuji's technically older than me,
Yeah.
I feel like that'd just be a little messed up, a little weird.
Well, so I just pulled out the volume where that happens, and it's he says, I know you wanted a child, and that didn't happen with Kaori, but her death was, and then it cuts off, and she says it's like Kenjaku coming out.
Yeah.
That's like
okay. So Kaori died, but not really.
They never explain it. That's what they're saying. Like maybe she. Yeah.
So if we're reading that correctly, that means that Kaori definitely died, and then Kenjaku did like it's the same thing with Geto.
Mm-hmm. It seems like Kenjaku does have that person has to die for Kenjaku to take over. Also, something I just noticed, I could be like this could be like reaching way too far out on this theory. On the panel of Kaori, with like the stitches on her head, there is, and you know, there's a huge emphasis in my opinion on the like jujutsu high buttons. And there's a button on what Kaori's wearing. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe she was a sorcerer. Something like, I don't know. I could be reaching like I could be looking way too far into that, but like I just get that's what I'm getting from that.
No, I like that too. Well, it's like Kenjaku's been playing both sides
for thousands of years.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how like the perfect example is like the prison realm. How did he know that the prison realm was there? He had to be a part of Jujutsu High, and then he was always a higher up that we knew of. Technically, like he was always the head of the Kamo clan, but not really. Just him manipulating people basically. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it leaves a lot. I just don't know honestly if I like the fact that like Yuji is like technically like a reincarnation of a Heian sorcerer. Because then like what's really the point? Like I want Yuji to be his own entity. I don't want him to be like this legend from the past reincarnated. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of takes away from all of Yuji's feats of him like learning cursed energy, learning to be his own self, and like being different from Sukuna, and then it's just like, oh no, you were always meant to be this great. Like I don't like that.
Yeah. And then also in the same volume there is that family tree thing. And it's Toji and then the one dude that was part of the Hay that had like the fist ability. They're both like the son of like the 25th head.
Oh. Okay. So then it could be that the 25th head is Yuji's grandpa, but
yeah. Well, and then there's nothing about the 24th head. It jumps from like the 23rd is like Nabito and Maki's dad. Nabito and Maki's dad, and then it jumps to like a question mark on it. Like I can also put this on Twitter and stuff too, but
no, it's all good. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm sure that we don't want to put in honestly too much with like putting the face of it in the video. Because this is also just a theory that could go nowhere. It's the same thing with people saying that like Yuji's and family tree is related to Sukuna, which is already denied because Gege even said in an interview is like Sukuna, the only person that he had was Arame, and it's because Arame is a minion.
Yeah.
Like Arame always bows down to Sukuna. Sukuna never had any family, no descendants or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any theories on what's gonna happen next chapter?
I think just kind of tying up loose ends. Maybe Maki and Yuji are gonna try and go back and recruit Higuruma to try and help him.
That's smart.
I hope like maybe start by trying to recruit Higuruma. You know, we completely forgot that there's the U.S. military here. Like, Like
That's true. It's been a couple days though. I think that they all got killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe
Or
they'll be
no, they
still.
shouldn't be because if they've been saving them like Yuji, Megami, and Hana,
Mhm.
um,
There might be like a few scattered out, like
yeah,
little pockets here and there, but overall, I think most of them are dead. And then I'd like to see everyone just link up again, like meet up, and kind of just
yeah,
go over like a game plan, being like, okay, so like, you know, Tengen's gone.
yeah.
Yuki is gone. You know, we have a lot
Our
of points.
strongest player is Yuta.
Yeah, our
and
best choice.
Maybe Maki or Hikari. I don't know what Kashima's at though.
Yeah, I'd like to see kind of what Kashima's at, and then that could kind of get Kashima to like stay with them instead of just staying in the cooling games. Like, hey, dude, Sukuna left. Like,
yeah, we need to go get him.
And I think
like we'll help you achieve it.
I don't know who would be against it, but I think there needs to be people realize that Yuji's like realization of like, hey, like even if it means killing Megami, we have to kill Sukuna.
Yeah.
And like we probably can't get like they have the Prism Realm, but like they have it, the back of it or something, but
yeah. I would love to see the beginning of next chapter just start off with Maki cutting off one of Hana's wings. Like Hana's just dead. It's like we gotta go give this to Yuta.
Oh,
like we're gonna have Yuta try
I would really like clarification on how his mimicry like works, because it is like I originally thought I heard a theory that it was like he had to have an emotional connection, but then it doesn't seem like that. He has
Rika
to eat people.
Ura's arm.
I would just like solid concrete confirmation that it is he has to like him or Rika has to consume part of that person.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, so I'd like to see that. And I honestly want to see the start of a Yuji training arc.
Yeah, I think we do need a big training arc of like, I would like to see like Yuji get kind of mentored by everyone, like all of his like upperclassmen, and then kind of like take the best abilities or something he learns from each of them, and makes his own fighting. Kind of like what I'd say honestly, kind of what like Tanjiro and Demon Slayer does during the Hashira training arc.
That
like taking he takes like the best of like the wind pillar and the water pillar and whatever, like what they each teach him. He kind of like makes it his own.
Yeah. I also want clarification to know if Yuji can control his curse energy still or not.
Because it seems like he does have cursed energy, but like I want to also know if he does have it, or like they have to like put him in like a life or death situation for him to like re-unlock it or something.
Yeah. Or like they have to like he has to fight with cursed tools now, like Maki. I just also want to see Yuji get stronger, because Yuji is still not as strong as Maki. He's still the weakest link of the...
Yeah, now that Megameat's gone.
Yeah, he's the weakest link of the party. Like, he's probably like Supreme Grade 1 right now. But that's still nothing compared to Sukuna and all the other threats that they have now.
Which are like special grades and anomalies and heavily restricted people.
Yeah. It's all the young people now versus the ancient sorcerers. Because like now that Yuki's out of the question, like who's the oldest person that they have? Choso. What the hell does Choso know, or is he gonna do?
Yeah. No, there is a lot of... There's a lot I think we both want to know.
Yeah.
I do want to see like what Choso's mentality is too, and like his outlook on what he's gonna do next would be really cool, in my opinion, also to see.
Yeah. There's also still the theory of Yuji just becomes like the incarnation thing. Just like he could eat like another one of the death wombs and take their powers. Or like again, there's still the theory that I'm still hoping that Angel is alive. And then like Yuji and Angel kind of join together.
I think Angel is like, it's like Sukuna where like, oh, Yuji could die after eating 3 fingers and Sukuna would still just be around.
Yeah.
So probably they'd have to find a way, like, maybe Hana's like dying and then Angel comes out and is like, let me be, like, let me go, let's join forces, whatever. Whatnot, whatever, but... Or honestly,
or for him, just like Master Black Flash. I still just want a Yuji power up. We thought that we got one last time, but it's just a rage. It's just a rage camp.
And we do need a Yuji does need a power up. I think the big thing is he needs some sort of, if it is Black Flash, whatever it is, he needs some sort of maybe cursed technique. To use, like, because he doesn't have Divergent. He doesn't, because he can actually use cursed energy better now. He doesn't have Divergent Fist really anymore, but like, he needs something.
Yeah, I mean he mastered Divergent Fist too, but it's still kind of useless. Like people are just thinking like the best theory that I've seen is that he just completely masters curse energy, like to the point that he knows how to make it flow through his body for like the maximum output, like a Black Flash on every hit. Could even like shoot out like a curse energy beam like Ishigori or like Yuta, but that's if he has like the deep enough well of curse energy, which he definitely doesn't. So yeah, that reminded me of another thing that really annoys me, and because I saw it on the Jujutsu Kaisen subreddit, which was people are mixing up reverse curse technique with curse technique reversal, which I find is really stupid because you can do like one of them but not the other.
I mean maybe safe like to inform people. Like I totally know what the difference is, but like.
Yeah, so what is it? Reverse curse technique is a healing factor.
Okay.
Like it's multiplying curse energy to create a positive was the best way that they explained it in the series.
Because like a negative
way to heal yourself. Yeah, a negative times a negative equals a positive. Yeah. And so then like Gojo can do that, Yuki can do that, Yuta does that, but curse technique reversal is doing the complete opposite of what a curse technique does. So like the best example is Gojo with blue, which is that he sucks things towards him. Then he has reversal red, which pushes things away. Or with the most recent chapters, it's like Kenjaku, he did curse technique reversal for Kaori's ability, Yuji's mom. The gravity technique. Her initial technique is anti-gravity. But people think that they're the same thing, which they're not, because we don't see Yuta do that because we don't know what his curse technique is in the first place, but we don't know what his reversal is. And we don't know the same with Yuki. Okay, like Yuki never used a curse technique reversal. That would be the opposite of what she does. She would make things lighter.
Okay, because I had no idea what the difference was. I hope that's what you got when I said. Like
that's either?
No, that's why I said, well, like I'm like, that's why I'm like, well, maybe explain for other people. I totally know. Like that's why I'm like, I totally know, but I'm like, but no, I did. Thank you, actually, because I thought they were the exact same.
You can know both, or you can know one or the other.
Okay.
But they're just two completely different things, because it's really stupid that. I shouldn't say it's stupid. This is a manga that we're talking about. So this stuff doesn't really matter. But I just don't like people confusing it because that gives the ability to think of just like, oh, Sukuna has curse technique reversal, which he probably does, but we just haven't seen it. So I'm gonna say that he doesn't have it now. So it's stuff like that. Or like, what's the curse technique reversal for Megami? Because it's all 10 shadows. How do you reverse that? You really can't, but yeah. That's my little rant. I'm done now.
Well, yeah. I think that's a good point to kind of end it off at, but do you have any other closing thoughts?
This was a great ending to the Culling Games arc.
So you think it's like over? Or like winding
I think
down?
that it's going to be the start of a new arc.
Mm-hmm.
Because the goal of the Culling Games, I guess it hasn't been revealed fully, but Kenjaku's goal with the Culling Games has ended.
Mm-hmm.
He got what he got what he wanted out of it. So I'm gonna say that that's the end of like the Culling Game arc. Because now it's the same thing with what happened in Shibuya. It's like they separated, like the villains and the protagonists and antagonists, they separated, they kind of regrouped, they were figuring out a new plan. I think that that's what we're gonna see in the next chapter.
Mm-hmm. So kind of like what happened where like they went and met Tengen, Maki went off and destroyed the Zenin clan to go get weapons, like that sort of thing.
I think it's called the Perfect Preparation arc. Like they got Hikari on their team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's what we're gonna see for the next one, and then it will probably that will probably be the second to last arc, and then we're gonna have one more arc that's the finale arc.
I think it'd be cool if they do another preparation arc to them to go visit another like one of the big three families, like go visit the Gojo clan, even though it was basically just like Gojo was the only one, but
yeah, well it'd be like Gojo and now Maki's now probably whatever the head of the Zenin clan was, because it was Megami, now it's Maki. So it's gonna be those. Maybe they go to like the Kamo clan or something. We'll see.
I know, I was just thinking like, would they go to the Kamo clan? Because Kenjaku's under control.
Yeah, Kenjaku's a part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll figure that out.
Thank you so much
Everyone
for listening.
Have a wonderful week.
Good one. Look out. If you don't look at the leaks, hopefully you don't see them. If you look at the leaks, hopefully you see them. Hopefully you're excited for next week, because I am.
Yeah.